Kind of an interesting phenomena here. The sky and the water are blended together and you lose the horizon. It might look like it's foggy, you know, you're just looking into the fog, but if I turn around, you can see there's land, there's no fog.
Well, we got up really early on this morning, and because we're leaving Frankfurt. I liked Frankfurt. It was a touristy town. We got there on Labor Day, and it was hopping and everything going on. And by Tuesday morning, they were gone. we were some of the few people left in town, but it was a really nice place, and I enjoyed the where we were at because it was a resort and I got to go to the pool and hot tub, so I enjoyed it.
There was a lot of fishing boats out in the channel because the salmon run up this channel, which used to be the little river that flowed out into the lake. So they're all during the salmon run. There you can see this is early in the morning, and there's just fishing boats everywhere on this channel trolling. So it was kind of we were maneuvering around trying to stay out of their way.
We had stayed a few days in Frankfurt because the weather was bad. The waves were bad, but we ended up getting a really nice day to travel. I'm glad we waited until this day.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we made a mistake before it was too rough. It's another beautiful day. It's much calmer today on Lake Michigan. We're heading to Pentwater from Frankfurt, and it's another gorgeous day. Very little wind. We should get there about 2:30. It's probably 10 o'clock right now. We left at 7:20 this morning. Fought our way through those fishermen, and turned into a gorgeous day. A lot of people traveling.
Well, we spent most of a week in Frankfurt because of weather, and it was a wonderful place to spend our time. We were at a marina called Harbor Lights. It's at the Harbor Lights Resort, and I cannot say enough good things about it. I will tell you the one thing I think really swayed me was the fact that they have an indoor pool and hot tub. It was awesome. And I was there every night. Chris did not want to go to the hot tub with me, so I went, and I met lots of local people and had a really great time talking to everyone. It was a really good place to be.
We are coming into Pentwater, and this is just such a quaint little town. So pretty. So this is the channel we came in. A lot of these little towns have these channels that go from Lake Michigan into their lake that they have their little town on. And it's just this canal. But once you get in here, it's nice and calm. So this is another one, just like we've been in before. So as we entered the little lake that the town is on, there's multiple marinas. So you kind of have to figure out which marina is the one that you were at. The people at this marina were really nice. It was a lot of space here and very helpful.
And right next to downtown.
Oh, it was right next to downtown. And it was a cute downtown. But unfortunately, again, it's after Labor Day, so a lot of things are closed. And we also got there right about 5 o'clock. It was a long day on the water. But about 5 o'clock and everything had started closing down. But it was a really cute place to be.
Pentwater was a great stop for us. We only needed to overnight there because we're on our way again today. But it was a small town. It was an easy in, easy out. I know a lot of people went to Ludington, which was north of us, and we were about 10 more miles, 8 more miles, something like that. But I think it was a lot busier in Ludington. The marina was small, but it was super nice. The guys that caught our lines were great, and really nice area. Point Town, we found some good food, and Chris got enchiladas. I kept saying, I don't think I would get enchiladas if I were you, but he said they were very good. They were nacho enchiladas. So when we talked to the waitress, she told us that all of their Mexican food comes with chips on the bottom. She said, so everybody thinks that they're nachos. We said, they're kind of nachos enchiladas, if you got to be honest about it. But it was a really great stop. So if you're trying to decide between Ludington and Pentwater, give Pentwater a try. Well, there's the sun. It's coming over the trees over there. It is a beautiful morning, but it's some fog on the water. We've got it was just fog on the water coming out of the marina, and it's out here too. It's not bad at all. It was worse yesterday, but we're having a good morning. Look how flat calm this is. This is my kind of cruising. I told Chris that we could have days with lower waves, and we got one today. This is beautiful.
We've got a beautiful day for travel, and we've decided we're going to go all the way to Holland, which is going to put us in about 4 o'clock there, so it's about 75 miles total. But we're just traveling along the coast here. We got a beautiful, beautiful day. We figured since it was so nice, we would just go ahead and do 2 jumps today. We do 35-mile-an-hour jumps from spot to spot, so we're going to go about 70, 75, which is 2 of them in one day. But if the weather blows up this afternoon, we've got 2 bailouts in Holland, and Grand Haven and Muskegon, but I don't think we're going to need them. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. The other side of the lake. And we're just hugging the coast for no other reason than just to have a nice view of the forest. I can see why people love northern Michigan. It's stunningly beautiful up here, and very, the coastline is very uninhabited. You think if this was Florida, there'd be hotels everywhere. But wow, look at that. Just tranquil.
I'm downstairs inside, grabbing something out of the kitchen, and just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful day.
Kind of an interesting phenomena here. The sky and the water are blended together, and you lose the horizon. It might look like it's foggy, you're just looking into the fog, but if I turn around, you can see there's land, there's no fog. It's just the water is so calm, and it's reflecting the sky so perfectly that the horizon just disappears. Just smooth as glass.
We have a butterfly right beside us that's keeping up, and we're going 8 miles an hour. That's pretty impressive. I didn't know butterflies would fly that fast. So we are coming up on Holland, Michigan, and this is where we're going to go in. There is a nice area here with looks like condos on the beach, and then down here there's a nice looks like a municipal beach area. The beaches on Lake Michigan are just beautiful, and the water's cold. Chris just looked and said that the water is 63 degrees right now where we are. Yikes. We walked on the beach a couple of times, and they're nice beaches. The sand is nice. They're pretty, and the water's gorgeous.
After 75 miles on the water, we turn into the channel to Holland, Michigan. This was our goal, to get to Holland, because we've decided to have the boat hauled out in Holland, and we're going to go on a car trip for 3 weeks.
Well, the reason we're going to pull it out is because we're kind of unfamiliar with the zebra mussels. Everybody talks about the zebra mussels, and we didn't know what the bottom look like. So we were going to have it pulled out. Like Laura said, we were going to go on for 3 weeks. Because what is our time to go through the locks?
Middle of October.
It's the middle of October, so this is like the 15th of September, so we got quite a few weeks, so we got to stall. So when you pull into the marina there, you into the lakes in these little towns, there's several marinas, and you're never quite sure which one, because they're all sort of continuous, and you got to figure out which marina do you have reservation for and which one you're going to go to.
Yeah.
So Laura is looking at the map and trying to figure out which one.
See the gray building right there?
And you get very specific, like over there by the orange sign.
That's the marina.
Over to the gray building. So yeah, we got in there, and then we went in and parked because it was going to be a couple days before we were going to be pulled out. And,
Right.
And there were 2 harbor hosts for Holland. They both came by, and we met them over the next few days and went out to dinner and got all kinds of information. I was a little worried about what the weather was going to be like in the middle of October when we had to make it over to Chicago, but they said we should be able to find a day and to make it in. Riker's going to meet us there in Holland, so things are looking up. And then we rented a car and left on our car trip back to Houston, basically to go to the doctors and stuff. But we did
See family, see friends.
Yeah, see friends. And we had the boat pulled out, and there were no zebra mussels.
It looked good.
Yeah, it looked real good. We didn't know, and so we just. And I'm much more comfortable having the boat on the hard when I'm not around. A seacock comes in loose or something, and the boat would sink. So, but now it's on the hard with electricity. Everything's cleaned out of the boat, and we left a couple days later, heading for Houston through Arkansas, and we're going to visit my brother down in
Louisiana.
Yeah, north of New Orleans, and we're going to go see Zale in Austin. So we've got a big trip planned.
I'm excited. I'm excited that we're doing the car trip, but I'm gonna miss the boat. So
Yeah, I will too.
Thank you for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up and leave us comments. We really love your comments.
And join us again in a couple of weeks when we're in Chicago.